Okay, good morning everyone. Before we start, let us all stand for the opening prayer. Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Father, we offer everything and thank you for everyone gathered here today to walk with you. May we ask you for your blessing and guidance so that the activities set for this undertaking be successful. We ask you to open our eyes to see wonderful things from this activity. We ask you to open our ears so that we may retain the invaluable knowledge. Open our minds for us to think wisely. Put us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities. Open our hearts so that we may receive your everlasting love, and open our spirits so that we may know that you are with us all throughout the day. We ask all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Let's all be seated. Okay, good morning. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our attendees. Please raise your hand if your name was called. For our back members, headed by the back chairperson, Mr. Noni Domingo Biquento, Engineer Michelle Sanchez, back vice chairperson, Engineer Jerry Tandok, provisionary member, and Engineer John Liwanag, end user for infrastructure projects. And for our back TWG members, we also acknowledge the presence of our Assistant District Engineer, the incoming back chairperson, Engineer Eldred Mislang. We acknowledge also the presence of our back TWG members, starting with Engineer Jefferson Domagas, Engineer John Edward Islao, Engineer Ricardo Kelvin Balderas, Engineer Jason Salvador, Engineer Ranti Calaunan, Architect Isadora Portuguese, and Engineer Sir Alan Abolencia. And for our back Secretariat members, headed by Engineer Consuelo Cruz, Mr. Abelardo Barbiran, Ms. Marilu Fernandez, and Ms. Joray Vergara, and yours truly, Jay Natividad. And for our observers from NACAP, Sir Jose Leido III. Good morning po. And from the representative from COA, Ma'am May Ann Zolweta. And for our bidder side, from Calb's Builders and Construction Supply. Sir, may I know your name, sir? Joel. Sir Joel, Amo of the Calb's Builders and Construction Supply OPC. Ms. Lani Molano, Liaison Officer of Calb's Builders and Construction Supply. Ms. Myrna Legada, and Ms. Teresa Guntang. And we also acknowledge the presence of our engineers of this office, Mr. Amante Manungsong, Engineer Amante Manungsong, Engineer Remela Jane De Jesus, Engineer Edgardo Kalingasin, Engineer Mark Angelo Makaalay, Engineer Glyza Nagsunod, Engineer Gina Monteposo. That's all, sir.
Okay, good morning, fellow back members, and to our invited observers, and also to our bidders. Scheduled for today's activities are the following. We have an opening of bid proposal for 2 infrastructure projects, and immediately we'll proceed with the conduct of the pre-bid conference for 2 infrastructure projects. But before we will proceed with that undertaking, may I ask first the back secretariat if we have a quorum for this opening of bid proposal.
The back regular members and the provisionary members are present, so we have a quorum, sir.
Okay, thank you for that information. Since we have a quorum, we will proceed as scheduled. This meeting is called to order. Okay, Secretariat, please.
Okay, our first project for today, with project name Construction of Multipurpose Building, Covered Court, Barangay Bakitiw, Malasiqui, Pangasinan, with contract ID number 25AJ0108, and approved budget for the contract of 4,950,000 under GAA 2025 with 120 calendar days. And our second project, with contract name Construction of Multipurpose Building, Covered Court, Barangay Lepa, Malasiqui, Pangasinan, with contract ID number 25AJ0109 and approved budget for the contract of 4,950,000 under GAA 2025 with contract duration of 120 calendar days. So, based from the order payment received by this office, for contract ID number 25AJ0108, we have 3 bidders. May I ask the assistance from the back secretariat to please assist the back members in extracting the bid proposals of the 3 bidders, namely Calbs Builders and Construction Supply with OR number 0089402 and order of payment with serial number 2025-09-1119. Our second bidder, Manimelds Construction. Sorry, this is 109. This is 108. Our second bidder is Mightaway Construction and Supply with OR number 0089414 and order of payment with serial number 2025-10-1211. And our third bidder, Manimelds Construction and Ironworks with OR number 0089416 and order of payment with serial number 2025-10-1212. That is Calbs Builders Construction and Supply, OPC, Mightaway Construction and Supply, and Manimelds Construction and Ironworks. And for our second project, contract ID number 25AJ0109, we also have 3 bidders, Calbs Builders and Construction Supply, OPC. Second bidder is Manimelds Construction and Ironworks. And our third bidder is Mightaway Construction and Supply. Okay, back members, you may now proceed with the preliminary examination of their technical proposals.
Okay, Secretariat staff, please distribute the first envelope or the technical proposal of the six bidders to the technical working group for checking. Ako na. Okay, may I ask the technical working group if you have noticed any deficiencies of the documents submitted by the three different bidders for contract ID number 25 AJ 0108.
Good morning, Sir Chair. For all the bidders, we don't notice any
Deficiencies.
deficiencies.
Okay, so all the three bidders submitted complete
Yes, Mr. Chair.
technical documents. On our next project with contract ID number 25 AJ 0109, have you noticed any deficiencies of the contractors on their first envelope?
No deficiencies noted, sir.
Okay. So the three bidders for 25 AG 0109 submitted complete technical documents. Okay, Mr. Work Secretariat, please.
Okay, so the preliminary examination of the technical proposals are done. So here is the result for the electronic eligibility check conducted through civil works application for all the bidders. For contract ID number 25 AJ 0108, all three bidders passed the technical and the financial aspects and also the legal aspects of the electronic eligibility check. And for contract ID number 25 AJ 0109, all bidders passed the technical and the financial aspects and also the legal aspects of the electronic eligibility check. You may now proceed with the opening of their second envelope, the financial proposal, sir. Upon reading the physical documents submitted.
Okay. We will proceed now with the verification of the submitted documents, especially the technical envelope. Okay. For our first bidder, Calbs Builders and Construction Supply, OPC. Submitted documents are the following. First document, Certificate of PhilJIPS Registration, Platinum Membership. 3 pages. This certificate is valid until June 22, 2026. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of single largest completed contracts. PCAB license of the bidder. Validity is from October 16, 2024 to June 27, 2027. Duly notarized bid securing declaration. Organizational chart. Qualification of key personnel. Equipment pledge. Duly notarized omnibus sworn statement. And the computation of the net financial contracting capacity, or the NFCC. The bidder submitted a total of 91,608,898 pesos and 93 centavos as his NFCC for this project. Okay, for our second bidder, Mighty Way Construction and Supply. Okay, submitted documents are the following, part of the technical proposal of Mighty Way. First document, Certificate of PhilJEP's Registration, Platinum Membership, 3 pages. The certificate is valid until 12 September 2026. Mayor's permit, valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance certificate, valid until July 16, 2026. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of single largest completed contracts. Pickup license of the bidder. Validity period from April 8, 2025 to May 15, 2028. Duly notarized bid securing declaration. Organizational chart. Qualification of key personnel. Equipment pledge. It's duly notarized omnibus sworn statement and NFCC computation. Mighty Way Construction and Supplies submitted an NFCC in the amount of 1,820,807,649 pesos and 26 centavos. Okay, our third eligible bidder is Manimels Construction and Ironworks. Okay, submitted documents are the following, part of the technical proposal of Manimels. First document, Certificate of PhilJEP's Registration, Platinum Membership. 3 pages. This certificate is valid until 28 April 2026. Business permit, valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance certificate, valid until May 22, 2026. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of single largest completed contracts. The pickup license of the bidder. Validity period, June 10, 2025 to July 9. Duly notarized bid securing declaration. Organizational chart. Qualification of key personnel. Equipment pledge. Duly notarized omnibus sworn statement. And NFCC computation. For this purpose, Manimels Construction and Ironworks submitted an NFCC amounting to 615,213,086 pesos and 82 centavos. Okay, we will now proceed with the opening of the second envelope of the 3 bidders. Okay, first, I will open the second envelope of Calves Builders and Construction Supply, OPC. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the financial proposal of our first eligible bidder, Cabs Builders. We have here bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and its corresponding cash flow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the offer of Calves Builders and Construction Supply for this particular project is 4,867,335 pesos and 1 centavo. Okay, that's correct.
Complete, sir.
Okay. For our second eligible bidder, Mighty Way Construction and Supply. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the financial proposal of our second eligible bidder, Mighty Way Construction and Supply. First document submitted, bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and its corresponding cash flow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the offer of Mighty Way Construction and Supply for this particular project is 4,851,209 pesos and 95 centavos. Okay, that's correct.
Complete.
Okay, our third eligible bidder is Manimels Construction and Ironworks. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the financial proposal of our third eligible bidder, Manimels Construction and Ironworks. First document is bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and its corresponding cash flow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the offer of Manimels Construction and Ironworks for this particular project is 4,856,940 pesos and 1 centavo. Okay, that's correct.
Complete.
Okay, we will now proceed with the opening of the second envelope of the three eligible bidders for contract ID number 25AJ0109. I should say the technical proposal. Okay, we will start with the documents submitted by Calves Builders and Construction Supply. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the technical proposal of our first eligible bidder, Calves Builders and Construction Supply OPC. First document is Certificate of PhilJEPS registration, Platinum membership, 3 pages. This certificate is valid until 22 June 2026. Business permit, valid until 12/31 or December 31, 2025. Tax clearance certificate, valid until May 2, 2026. We have here the certificate or the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Pick-up license of the bidder. Validity period is October 16, 2024 to June 27, 2027. Duly notarized bid securing declaration. Organizational chart. Qualification of key personnel. Equipment pledge. Duly notarized omnibus sworn statement. And the computation of the net financial contracting capacity, or the NFCC, of the bidder. For this particular case, the bidder submitted an NFCC in the amount of 91,608,898 pesos and 93 centavos. Okay, next, Manny Mills Construction and Iron Works. Okay, submit. Permit valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance certificate valid until May 22, 2026. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of single largest completed contracts. Pick-up license of the bidder. Validity period from June 10, 2025 until July 9, 2028. Duly notarized bid securing declaration. Organizational chart. Qualification of key personnel. Equipment pledge. Duly notarized omnibus sworn statement. NFCC computation. Manny Mills Construction and Iron Works submitted an NFCC in the amount of 615,213,086 pesos and 82 centavos. Okay, our third eligible bidder, Mighty Way Construction and Supply. Okay, submitted documents are the following, part of the technical proposal of our third eligible bidder, Mighty Way Construction. First document, Certificate of Philjips Registration, Platinum Membership, 3 pages. The validity of this certificate is until 12 September 2026. Business permit, valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance certificate, valid until July 16, 2026. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of single largest completed contracts. Pickup license of the bidder. Validity period April 8, 2025 to May 15, 2028. Duly notarized bid securing declaration. Organizational chart. Qualification of key personnel. Equipment pledge. Its duly notarized omnibus sworn statement. And NFCC computation. For this particular case, Mighty Way Construction and Supply submitted an NFCC in the amount of 1,820,807,649 pesos and 26 centavos. We will now open the second envelope with the three eligible bidders since they satisfied their submission of the technical documents. And I will start with the envelope submitted by Calb's Builders. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the financial proposal of our first eligible bidder for contract ID number 25AJ0109. We have here bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and its corresponding cash flow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the offer of our first eligible bidder, Calb's Builder, for this particular project is 4,873,409 pesos and 59 centavos. Okay, that's correct.
Complete.
Okay, for our second eligible bidder, Manny Melds Construction and Iron Works. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the financial proposal of Manimeld's Construction and Iron Works. We have here bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and cash flow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the offer of Manimeld's Construction and Iron Works for this particular project is 4,854,176 pesos and 84 centavos.
Bagay mo, dengalon sa busis ko.
Okay, that's correct.
Complete.
Okay, our third eligible bidder is Mighty Way Construction and Supply. Okay, submitted documents are the following. Part of the financial proposal of our third eligible bidder, Mighty Way Construction and Supply. We have here bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and cash flow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the offer of Mighty Way Construction and Supply for this particular project is 4,865,548 pesos and 82 centavos. Okay, that's correct. Okay, Secretariat, please inform our attendees on or our next activity. Not the pre-bid, the other.
Sir, we will now proceed with the pre-bid conference. Our next procurement activity will be on Thursday, sir. We will also be having a opening of bids for infrastructure projects.
Okay, thank you for that information. Ladies and gentlemen, our opening of bids for 2 civil works projects has ended. We will now proceed with the conduct of our pre-bid conference for 2 civil works projects.
Yes, sir. Okay, we will start the pre-bid conference for 2 infrastructure projects. Our first project with contract ID number 25AJ0163 with contract name Construction of 1-story, 2-classroom school building, Baldog Elementary School, Barangay Baldog, San Carlos City, Pangasinan. Our second project is 25AJ0164 with contract name Construction of 1-story, 2-classroom school building, Central 1 Elementary School, San Carlos City, Pangasinan. The purpose of this pre-bid conference Okay, observers for this pre-bid conference, please take your seats for us to start. Okay, moving on. The purpose of this pre-bid conference is to discuss, clarify, and explain the different aspects of the projects of the procuring entity with the prospective bidders. Guidelines held at least 12 calendar days before the deadline for bid submission, but not earlier than 7 calendar days from the advertisement or posting of bid opportunity. Required for procurement projects with ABC of equal to or more than 1 million pesos. Contract data for project number 1, with contract ID number 25AJ0163 with contract name construction of one-story, two-classroom school building, Baldog Elementary School, Barangay Baldog, San Carlos City, Pangasinan. The implementing office, Pangasinan 4th District Engineering Office. The funding source is BEFF 2025 with approved budget for the contract of 6,103,511 pesos and 10 centavos. Scope of works, construction of one-story, two-classroom school building with permits and clearances cost 9.50 meters by 18 meters. Total floor area 171 square meter with 0.60 meters elevation. With removal of existing building 8 by 18 meters with tiles inside the classroom. The contract duration is 85 calendar days. Our second project with contract ID number 25AJ0164 with contract name construction of one-story, two-classroom school building, Central 1 Elementary School, San Carlos City, Pangasinan. With the implementing office, Pangasinan 4th District Engineering Office. Funding source, BEFF 2025 and approved budget for the contract of 6,103,511 pesos and 10 centavos. Scope of works, construction of one-story, two-classroom school building with permits and clearances cost 9.50 meters by 18 meters with a total floor area of 171 square meter and a 0.60 meters elevation with removal of trees, total of 40. Contract duration for this project is 85 calendar days. For supplemental or bid bulletin issued by BAC to answer requests for clarification, query submitted 10 calendar days before deadline, or interpretation, and upon BAC's initiate to clarify or modify any provisions in the bidding documents at least 7 calendar days before deadline for bids. Posted in PhilJEP's and procuring entity's website and at any conspicuous place within the premises of the procuring entity. Bidders who have submitted bids before the issuance of supplemental or bid bulletin must be informed in writing and allowed to modify or withdraw their respective bids. For eligibility requirements for Class A documents such as legal documents, valid PhilJEP's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, or registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. For the eligibility requirements for technical documents, the statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid except under conditions under provided for in sections 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 with the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents, and the original copy of bid security, if in the form of a surety bond. Submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration and the original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For the eligibility requirements for financial documents, the bidder's audited financial statement showing, among others, the bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission, and the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computations. As per GPPB Resolution Number 18, Series of 2017, in lieu of the Class A eligibility documents, which were uploaded and maintained current and updated in PhilJeps, bidders are required to submit their PhilJeps Certificate of Registration Platinum membership during bid submission in the case of infrastructure and goods projects, pursuant to Section 25.2 A and B I of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. And for the Class B documents for joint venture only, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into the abide by the provisions of the joint venture agreement in the instance that the bid is successful. Submission and receipt of bids, the contents of the first envelope, the technical proposal, PhilJeps certificate registration, pickup license and registration, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, statement of single largest completed contract, NFCC computation, bid security, organizational chart, key personnel for the contract, equipment pledge for the contract, and the omnibus sworn statement. For the submission and receipt of bids for bid security, the bid validity period and the bid security validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. The contents of the second envelope for financial proposal, bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and cash flow. Bids must be received by the procuring entities back at the address and on or before the date and time indicated in the bid data sheet. Any bid submitted after the deadline for submission and receipt of bids prescribed by the procuring entity pursuant to Instruction to Bidders Clause 18 shall be declared late and shall not be accepted by the procuring entity. For bid evaluation, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct and total bid prices. The BAC shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. So, here are the following factors to be considered in the evaluation of bid prices. For completeness, no price in required item is non-complying, indicating a zero or a dash is free to GOP. All prices are deemed to be include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive. And for the arithmetical corrections, bid prices in figures versus words, words will prevail. Total price versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual prevails. And the unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost in bill of quantities, latter prevails. And if the ABC is, if above ABC, automatic non-complying. For post-qualification, the verification of the legal requirements such as licenses, certificates, permits, agreements, submitted by the bidder and non-inclusion in blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. For the verification for technical requirements, the single largest completed contract similar to the contract, performance in ongoing government and private contracts, authenticity and correctness of bid security, and conformity with the technical specification. And for financial requirements, the audited financial statement, especially current assets and liabilities, and updated NFCC versus ABC. For contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. The successful bidder shall be notified through the issuance of the notice of award within the bid validity period and must be confirmed by the successful bidder in writing within 10 days upon receipt thereof in accordance to Section 37.2.2 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. So here are the common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidders. Failure to submit original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission indicating the name of project, the procuring entity, and the name of contractor. Shorter bid validity and bid security validity period. Failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form, late submission of bid, negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. And substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contract's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. Here are the common errors in the submission of bids: incomplete pages of bid documents, both technical and financial, authority of the signatory to sign on behalf of the bidder. For single proprietor, signatory should be the owner or proprietor only. For corporation and cooperative, board secretary certificate and board resolution. For joint venture resolution or agreement. And for partnership as indicated in the articles of partnership. So reminders for these 2 projects with contract ID number 25AJ0163 and contract ID number 25AJ0164. The deadline for submission of clarification, 10 days before submission of bids. The deadline for submission of bids is on October 21, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. Number of copies of bid proposal, 1 original copy only, and the place of submission of bids is at DPWH Pangasinan 4th District Engineering Office, Zone 2, Tulyao, Santa Barbara, Pangasinan. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that presentation, Back Secretariat. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends our pre-bid conference for 2 infrastructure projects. Thank you for your attendance, and we will see each other again on Thursday.
Let me acknowledge the presence of the attendees for this pre-bid conference.
Okay.
For the contractor side, I will not introduce anymore the participants from the office from the contractor side. From CAD Construction Corporation, Engineer Carlito John. Good morning po. From MCB Construction and Supply. So, good morning, sir. Pan Construction Corporation. And from ILS Power Engineering Services and what's this? Supply. Okay. Thank you for coming or attending the pre-bid conference, sir. Ano pala, from the RP Paraino. Good morning, sir. That's all, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for attending our pre-bid conference, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Pangasinan 4th District Engineering Office. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this ends our pre-procurement conference, pre-bid conference for 2 infrastructure projects. Okay, good morning.